I'll do the intro, and I think you can do the outro when we're done at the end, you know.
Cool. Intro.
Welcome back, ladies and gents, to the Dew and Maddie show. Today we have a very special guest on the line. We have Bowblax, the creator of Twitter Versus, and someone who is currently public enemy #1 in the Sonic art Twitter community.
Yes.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, dude. The Sonic art community drama has been invigorating. I've loved it.
I know, that's been so insane to follow.
We watched the video that you made today.
Yeah, Bowblax versus Sonic Twitter.
Yes.
About the screenshots.
Yeah, this one guy really wrote a whole 25 tweet essay about how immoral it is to screenshot publicly available tweets.
Even though it's public, I mean, you can upload it. It's public. You can do what you want.
I was kind of impressed by that thread because it was so long and in-depth and brought up so many different points that obviously are dumb, in my opinion, but it's like, I can't believe someone can say that much about the right to screenshot a public tweet and put it on YouTube.
Yeah, it's a really weird, cope they're trying to present, because when you make a public Twitter account and you're replying to public drama, you should expect some degree of, backlash from people that disagree with you.
Yeah, exactly. It's, so simple. I just don't understand how, well, I guess they're just all kind of, younger people on Twitter trying to just defend their friend vehemently and making up any argument they can in their head to defend their friend because they feel uncomfortable or whatever.
That's the thing. If they want to defend their friend, they have to valid argument, not actually pull arguments out of their booty hole and just throw it at them.
Exactly, yeah. And I was just messing around with them. I wasn't trying to actually send any hate or start anything or whatever. It's just that they were like, you can't publicly screenshot tweets and post them, and I thought it would be funny to just do just that. And from what I've seen, nobody has really harassed anybody that was featured in the video on their Twitter. Obviously they're critical of them in the comments, which always happens because they're the topic of discussion, but no one really went out to their Twitter and went after them or whatever, which is what they keep saying happens, but I really don't see it. The worst I see is someone being like, wow, Sonic Twitter's wild, or you're dumb, or just simple stuff like that. But they kind of saw that video as now it's all out war, and then they tried to expose me with the Twitter advanced search and everything like that. So it's been pretty interesting.
Oh, they were digging into your history a bit.
Yeah, it's been pretty interesting since that video release. They've definitely... I thought they were mad before, but now they're really, really mad. So
yeah, and I believe your initial tweet was indirectly defending this Sonic YouTuber who covered a tweet that was critical of the graphics in Sonic Frontiers. Is that what happened? Yeah,
so the YouTuber Premi Deremi, he posted a tweet from this person, Didi, and it had 300k views and 400,000 or 4k likes, and it was basically Sonic Unleashed and Sonic Frontiers, graphically their cutscenes look the same. What's with this, right? Because they're so far apart in release. And he just used that to kind of actually agree with them and just kind of explain his thoughts on Unleashed versus Frontiers graphics, with that tweet being the catalyst. He didn't even say anything bad about
so they were in
Twitter
support of that tweet that they shared.
Yeah.
That's mind-blowing to me that people were upset about that then.
Yeah, but because Didi had a tweet on her profile saying that she didn't want YouTubers to cover her tweet, I guess Premi didn't see that then used that tweet, and then she got upset, and then Unleash quote tweeted her, and he's like, what's the issue here? And then another one of her friends responded to Unleashed and said he's creepy and unconsensual for having the take that there's nothing wrong. Or even just asking the question, or having the take that there's nothing wrong with showing public tweets on YouTube.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of people were poking fun at the language used, saying they were comparing screenshotting public tweets to rape or assault on women, right?
Yeah.
Which is a very dumb thing to compare to.
Yeah, a Sonic YouTuber compared it to that once I uploaded my video. It's insane. It's completely insane. But I don't know. They're just like young, rabid Sonic fans who are like from the ages. Well, I saw some like 21-year-olds, which is ridiculous, but most of them are from the ages of like, because they all put it in their bio, like 14 to like 18 or whatever. They're just like hyper.
Yeah, and they were on your ass about the age thing.
Yeah, and I checked some of their profiles. I looked into it a little more, and one of the people that I was talking about, they have 86k tweets on their profile and have been on Twitter since 2016, which would approximately mean they tweet 40 times a day.
Oh, wow.
When you look at their account, it is that. So, like, I feel like this is like a group of young people who are terminally online, like addicted to Sonic, kind of in their own echo chamber. And when one of them in the group feels uncomfortable, it becomes like a mob to be like, okay, attack anyone who makes our friends feel uncomfortable type thing.
Right. And it's a hard lesson for them to learn. Like, you talk so much shit about people, eventually someone is going to take the bait and fight back.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, in my video and even like after that, I did go into DJ Warren a little bit because she's like 21 and she should know better. Right. But I am like pretty like you know, sympathetic, and I don't want any of these people to have like bad mental health or bad days because of my video, right? Like one of the people who wrote the long twit longer or thread, I asked him permission to use it in my video beforehand, and he was having a back and forth with me, and he was being polite and wasn't like saying crazy stuff like I'm unconsensual, creepy, you're attacking minors, etc. So I had a nice conversation with him, and then he also posted a long comment on my video, which I pinned, of him explaining his thought process and where he went wrong and where he didn't. So I think that person's cool. And, you know, even with the other people who are shitting on me and stuff, I've talked a little bit with them in public on Twitter, basically saying like, hey, I don't want to like perpetuate this any further because and I'm not making another video or whatever, because like at the end of the day, their responses are very funny. You know, them saying I'm like a rapist or whatever because of screenshotting tweets, but I don't want to keep making it keep going so far that it like, you know, is in their mind all the time, and I'm actually like disrupting people's lives. Like I just, even though I'm in the right, you know, I just wanted to make a funny video and move on. So
yeah, like you aren't going nuclear on these people. You aren't advocating for anyone to get harassed.
Yeah, I am trying to, you know, even though I'm having fun and I'm goofing on people, I am trying to also be mindful of them, which is probably not something that everybody would do. Like their characterization of me, that characterization of me in their head would never do what I'm doing in terms of making sure that everyone's like kind of okay at the end of the day. They're acting as if I'm like, you know, aggressive bully, just trying to like pummel someone down for not wanting their tweets in a YouTube video, which is not the case at all. So
I've noticed you're a pretty big Sonic fan yourself. I've watched a few of the videos you've done with Willie Max Show where you're playing Sonic. I think it was Sonic 06.
It was Sonic Adventure 2.
Sonic Adventure, my bad. Do you think you could use this opportunity to get more involved in the Sonic community? Is that something you'd look forward to? Or is this just like a one-off occurrence?
Sure. I've made other like Sonic community videos in the past, years ago, but they're very few and far between, but I make them occasionally because I do like Sonic a lot and I'm interested in the community to an extent. But I feel like, you know, most of the Sonic YouTubers know about me. Like I comment on a lot of the videos because I watch them and they follow me on Twitter or whatever. I don't know. I don't really know if I want to engage with the Sonic community more than I already have. Like I'm at a pretty comfortable distance where I'm like kind of responding to their videos as a fan or whatever, and I'm engaging with people who actually talk about the video game. But if I get any more involved, then I get into that territory that I've been interacting with currently on Twitter, which is just like a bunch of terminally online teenagers who are addicted to Sonic the Hedgehog. That's not like a community I want to get involved in. You know, I'm 26.
That's fair.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I just enjoy the games. I like talking about the games themselves and watching YouTube videos on the games themselves and interacting with the community through the YouTube comments of those videos. I don't need to be on Twitter, you know, fighting with kids, right? So.
Yeah, you don't want to be known as that guy.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about like the current state of commentary? Is this a genre that seems like it'll last the next couple years? Is there any fun or like, do you get any fulfillment out of it?
Yeah, I definitely get fulfillment out of it. I love my job. Will the commentary community continue? Yeah, but it's always evolving and changing in different ways. Like, right now, I'd say most commentators are kind of like historian documentary people, whereas in the past, it would have been more like face cam opinion videos, and then even before then, it would be more like Leafy style gameplay commentary videos. So it's always changing on what's most popular and profitable within commentary, but I think commentary itself will always have its place, whether it be something like a Leafy video, which is kind of extreme and I don't think is going to come back because he got banned, all the way up to like D'Angelo Wallace, right? Both very different people with very different views and very different ways of making content, but they're both commentary. So commentary will continue to exist. It just might, there's going to be different types of it and different people within it. And maybe one will become more prevalent than the other, but I don't think it's ever going away.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. I think the style of commentary is going to lean towards more long-form documentary or podcast, because that's the type of content that generates ad revenue and gets recommended more in the algorithm. I also think on the opposite end of that, Shorts is going to take over the commentary scene, because it's just more... it's easier for newer channels to have videos that go viral, and they can actually like contribute to the commentary discussion without being flooded out by these bigger creators that already have an established platform.
Yeah, shorts are a great way of getting in or doing just anything that makes you stand out or a little different from the crowd. Goes a long way. Like me doing Twitter Versus, or someone like Augie RFC doing live streams when that wasn't as popular to do. Now everyone's doing that for drama.
Right.
And like shorts are probably the next thing. Like I've been doing some commentary shorts. I've seen a couple other people do it. It's not really something everybody's doing, but it's definitely something that will probably gain a lot of traction. And in a couple of years, I wouldn't be surprised if literally everyone's doing those shorts.
Yeah, shorts can be found easier through the algorithm, I think, because like Dew's been making a lot of views over those.
Yeah, I think it's like a completely separate algorithm or something like that. But yeah, like for me, my shorts, they either do pretty poorly and then like randomly pop off like a month later, or they just stay doing poorly. But like I have shorts that have like millions of views and shorts that have like under 10K views.
Yeah, they can get promoted really randomly.
To my regular videos, which average like 50 to 100K, like, so it's either like way more than my regular videos or way less. But I always think they're worth doing because they're easy to do, they're quick, they're helpful for some people to get like, learn about a drama without dedicating a lot of time. And yeah, I like them.
And TikTok has completely ruined everyone's attention spans.
Yeah,
so like the audience is very polarized. They'll either be the type that can sit through these long documentaries, or they'll want to see these shorts or TikTok type videos to get the information.
Yeah, for sure. It's great. I think more people should be doing it, but also kind of don't want to give out that advice because they're my competition, but also, like shorts.
Yeah, then the shorts market will become oversaturated.
I found your short, so, it works, right?
Yeah, I noticed you commented on the short I did covering your drama with the Sonic Twitter community.
Yeah, that was a good short. Yeah.
Appreciate that. Speaking on the like oversaturation of the commentary community, do you think that could be a problem, or is that something that might benefit the community long term?
I don't think it's that much of an issue. Like if we look at other genres on YouTube, like gaming, very oversaturated, but we still see new people come up all the time, like Dream, for example, and plenty of other creators. So a genre being oversaturated, it makes it harder to grow 100%,
Definitely.
But it doesn't make it impossible. It just means you have to work harder, think about ways to innovate, and you have more competition. But, it isn't strictly a bad thing, But if you are making content in a genre that's less oversaturated, but there's still a high demand for it, obviously you're going to have a higher chance of success because there's only so many people that those viewers can go to, right?
Yeah, I think for smaller channels, it's more efficient to cover very like niche topics instead of covering the same people everyone else is covering, like Dream or Sniper Wolf or Pokemon.
The unique thing about commentary, even like compared to gaming, right, is that you could make a commentary topic on almost anything. There's so many people online, so much stuff going on. You can even make a topic blow up on somebody who isn't popular, but they're doing something so crazy that talking about it will gain a lot of attention, right? So there's so much like variety and different ways you can go about making commentary videos. Whereas something like gaming is a lot more restrictive because it's like you have to do it about video games. But there's so many video games that ultimately it's not that restrictive. But point is that commentary is so versatile in what you can talk about that I don't think oversaturation is really an issue.
I mean, speaking from my own experience, like making commentary videos and being a viewer, I think the whole vibe has definitely changed from 2016. Like when I first got introduced to Leafy, I thought all that stuff was like innovative, pushing the boundaries of entertainment, because everything on YouTube was very vanilla, family friendly, like cookie cutter type content, and seeing people like Leafy and iDubbbz and Keemstar doing all this stuff that no one else was doing before, that completely blew my mind.
Yeah.
But now in commentary, like everyone's kind of like talking about the same shit over and over again, and it kind of gets harder to be invested in the drama unless you like know the people being talked about already.
Yeah, for sure. Some topics are definitely over talked about. Because they see that they do well, and then people talk about it over and over, and then it just becomes too oversaturated. And I think if you're early to a trend, it can be useful.
Definitely.
And if a trend's popping off, even if it's oversaturated, you making a video helps a lot. Like I still know small commentators who are making Illuminati videos, which Illuminati's super oversaturated right now, and they still do really, really well. But as a viewer myself, like if I see another Illuminati video in my feed, I'm not clicking on it because I feel like
everything's already been talked about.
People are just say the same things. Like there's not that much uniqueness between a 40-minute Illuminati video from one person versus another, right?
Yeah, I think channels like Critical and Mudahar that have already built these channels off doing other shit and already have like this cult of personality, I think that's the reason why they're like the titans in commentary, because people just tune into anything they'll upload regardless of like what the topic is or if there's drama or not.
That's definitely the golden state of being a YouTuber that you want to get into, because even the most popular YouTubers, they struggle with being trapped by their niche, right? Like for example, for me, Twitter Versus, if I upload a non-Twitter Versus video, it's gonna do less, my channel is gonna suffer because of it, etc. So I feel trapped in that category. No, I don't feel too trapped. That was just like an example, right? And maybe even iDubbbz, right, feels like trapped, and he's like, oh, I feel like I have to be edgy to get views, or I have to make content copy to get views, or whatever. So the golden place to be in as a YouTuber, the most ideal place to be in as a YouTuber, is for people to be so invested in you that they don't care about what you talk about, they'll watch it regardless, which is where Mudahar's at, which is where Critical's at, and that's where you want to be, and I'm sure a lot of YouTubers are envious of that, including myself to an extent. So, but I guess we just have to work harder to get to that place. But that place is definitely where you want to be, for sure. Yeah,
like during a drama drought when there's nothing going on, like I think people are really scrambling to find stuff to talk about and content to make.
Yeah.
You mentioned iDubbbz earlier, actually. How did you feel about the iDubbbz apology video?
There's aspects of it that I'm like, okay, this is good, but it should have been said 6 years ago. And then there's other aspects of it where it's like, okay, I don't know why you said this. Like him bringing up that he thinks he can't be funny without being edgy and cruel. I can't believe he believes that. And I don't know who in his life is letting him believe that, because literally it's factually untrue. He hasn't been making edgy content for like the last 5 years. He still has videos up that he's like Full Force is almost 5 years old, right? And he still has that up, and he still makes content in that style that he established in Full Force. So like him saying that was very surprising to me. Yeah, I don't know who in his life is letting him think that he can't be funny without being cruel and edgy, because it's statistically and factually untrue, but
probably his girlfriend.
Yeah, maybe. A lot of the subjects of the content cops, like, they all seem surprised by this apology too. It just completely came out of nowhere.
Yeah, because it's been so long. Like, we're so far removed from it. It's been 6 years. And even, like, the whole conversation around it where it's, like, it ruined, you know, a generation of teenagers and they thought it was okay to say slurs in high school or whatever. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of impressionable teens that watched those content cups back then, and that was a thing that happened, right?
Mhm.
And iDubbbz making the apology 6 or 5 years ago could have helped prevent and mitigate that, but him making the apology now doesn't really help that situation at all. Like, all the people who thought it was okay to say slurs as teenagers, they've grown up and probably don't think that anymore. So it's like, I don't know. It's very too little too late, and I don't know why people are having such a serious discussion around, you know, whether or not he should have apologized or shouldn't have apologized, or the impact it had on the world in 2016 or whatever, because we're so far removed from that time.
To be
Like,
I know.
fair,
it's so inconsequential now.
if he should have said, "I'm sorry for this," and should have just moved on to making better content.
Yeah, for sure. And he kind of already, he did that minus the sorry part. He kind of moved on and made other content like 5 years ago. So I have no idea why this is like a thing now. It seems like so delayed. Like, he's addressing a change in his content that he made 5 years ago. There could be iDubbbz fans who've been watching him for years, but they got into him with full force and stuff like that, and haven't even watched Content Cop, right? They probably know of it, but haven't watched it. And then they're getting this apology, and they're like, "What? Like, you were never like that, at least to me, because I didn't watch those videos." Like, it doesn't make sense to me, you know? It's like me, I don't know, apologizing for something I said in a Let's Play video that I made like 6-7 years ago. Like, it just,
Yeah. Or 5 years from now, you apologize to Sonic Twitter for screenshotting them.
why? Like that doesn't affect anyone anymore. Like, I don't know. Like, how many people are actually affected by the Content Cop, like, today, you know? I don't really know. Even, like, as you said, even the subjects of the Content Cop themselves, or Content Cop themselves, are so far removed from it that they don't get the apology. So shouldn't
Yeah.
that be the same for viewers that were negatively influenced by it?
I saw Tana even did a stream recently, and she was like, "I don't know why he's apologizing. I kind of deserve this."
Yeah, and she said specifically, like, I came to terms with it, which makes sense.
Yeah.
It's been 6 years. You should come to terms with something that far into the future, unless it's obviously, like, really, really traumatic. But obviously, this is just like, internet stuff. So
Yeah, and honestly, like, as a fan of the Content Cops back in 2016, seeing all, like, that negative discourse around it, people retroactively making 2016 and all these videos out to be, like, the worst things in the world, breeding this generation of hatred, it kind of breaks my heart a bit, because it's like, where's commentary going? Is this going to be, like, the main topics of discourse, canceling old stuff from the past that everyone used to love and enjoy?
yeah, it's crazy. And I feel like it's turned into, I think it's turned political, and that bothers me to an extent,
Yeah.
right? Because, like, I feel like one of the major reasons why this iDubbbz stuff is such a big discussion is because there's people, firmly on the right and firmly on the left. Not saying like extreme left or extreme right, but just like firmly in that camp. And they're kind of arguing their beliefs vicariously through the iDubbbz apology. Like, a liberal will just be like, "Oh, well, this about the iDubbbz apology," and a conservative will be this about the iDubbbz apology. But they're just kind of saying their own beliefs and then using the iDubbbz drama, which isn't really inherently political, to fuel their political opinions. And it's just, like, really weird. Like, we're talking about iDubbbz, being too edgy in old videos. We're not talking about human rights, and I don't know. It's just strange.
Yeah, I definitely think it's politically motivated in a lot of ways. I mean, people like Hassan and Ethan Klein were even leading this, like, campaign against Critical, who gave a pretty neutral take about the iDubbbz apology. Like, he was around during that time and didn't think the Content Cops were as cruel as people were making them out to be.
Yeah, and then people even got upset at that response from Charlie, which, that's when I knew, like, okay, like, this is just turning into like a political discussion vicariously through the iDubbbz apology.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, it doesn't even matter about the content cops. It just matters. Like, I don't know. It's just crazy. I don't know why we're talking about whether or not people were marginalized back in high schools in 2016. Like, these people who were in high school in 2016 have been out of high school and an adult for multiple years now. If you're still like getting upset over like people who bullied you in high school, what? Like, really? I don't know. It's crazy to me. I feel like you should be over that.
Yeah, and like Maddie on the call here is a black woman. We recently rewatched the Tana content cop, and Maddie, do you want to give your thoughts on that? Do you really think it was as bad as people were making it out to be?
Say N-word. Like he put his own. Oh, I'm sorry to cut you off. He put some very good points. He's not using the slur to like belittle the black community. He's using the slur to like get his point across.
Yeah. And I think the issue is that young, impressionable teenagers at the time use that as an excuse to be legitimately bigoted, even though that wasn't the point of iDubbbz video, right? And that is like the point I can agree with the people, you know, defending iDubbbz or whatever, that is definitely something that probably happened. And I think I've actually seen it happen. But now those people have grown up and they're mature, and I don't know. I just don't see a current issue, right? It's just like too little too late. If he made this apology like 5 years ago, you know, people would still be critical of it, but I think it would be it would make a lot more sense, right?
Yeah, I see what you mean. I think even in that case, though, like the burden isn't really on iDubbbz because he's not like marketing for kids, right? He's not like Dora the Explorer. People go into his videos knowing that he's going to be edgy and offensive. Like in these situations, it's really on the parents to parent their kids and make sure they're not watching this stuff without any context.
Yeah, it's definitely also like a parenting issue. See, a lot of people are like, iDubbbz didn't need to apologize, and I agree for two reasons. One, it's too late, and then two, it's kind of on the parents as well. Like, it's good. It would have been nice for, you know, iDubbbz to acknowledge the damage he's doing potentially through these impressionable kids and like maybe mitigate it a bit back in the day. But ultimately, even back then, it wasn't his fault. And especially now, it's like so long. So
I noticed some people were trying to turn iDubbbz into the scapegoat. Like there were people saying iDubbbz made me call my classmates slurs, and
like,
iDubbbz was like never advocating for that.
Yeah, maybe they're like iDubbbz video contributed to that, but that wasn't his intention. And also, there's probably other things in your life that caused you to do that stuff rather than just an iDubbbz video, right?
Definitely. I mean, I don't remember doing that stuff myself in high school when I saw the content cops.
Yeah. But when the content cops came out, I was out of high school, so I can't really speak on me personally for that. But yeah, I definitely didn't use it as an excuse to, like, you know, aggressively call a black person the N-word or anything like that. Right. But I watched the video when I was 20, so it's a little different, but yeah. Yeah,
you're going into it understanding the logical argument he's trying to make.
Yeah, for sure. Because here's the thing, the video was made for adults too. Like, do you really think he made those videos with the intention of the target audience being like 14-year-olds? No. Right? And if this video was like, you know what he maybe could have done, which people would still say it's like gay or dumb or whatever if he did at the time. But what if he just manually, since you can do this, what if you could just manually, if he manually made it so it was 18 plus the video?
Yeah, like age restricting the video.
Wouldn't that fix everything? I don't know.
I think it would, but obviously like so much time has passed that he'd be kind of doing it retroactively.
Yeah, now it wouldn't make any sense. But like my point basically is that like, the video was made for adults, and, you know, kids using it to do and say horrible things isn't really his fault when the video is, you know, catered to adults. Like, I don't know if a kid watches an R-rated movie and, you know, someone in there, you know, I don't know, says something like, there's like a villain who like says I'm gonna rape you or whatever.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the movie production's fault.
And then the kid starts going around high school like, I'm gonna rape you. Like, is that the fucking movie's fault? No, like the intended audience wasn't for them. So I kind of see that in the same light,
Definitely. One thing I also wanted to bring out, I don't know if you remember this, but a while back, when my channel was being like mass copyright strike, what happened was like, I have a team in my Discord server that makes art for me, and there was like a random copyright troll copyright striking these videos claiming they own the artwork, and they filed 3 copyright strikes on my channel. My channel was disabled, and I made this tweet tagging Team YouTube. You were one of the first people I shared the tweet with, and you were one of the first people to actually like retweet it and give it exposure, which I'm very grateful for.
Yeah, no problem. I try to help out where I can,
Yeah, it's such a broken system. I don't know how YouTube can let these strikes be on a channel when they're presented overwhelming proof that the strikes are bullshit.
Oh yeah, it's very complicated, especially with copyright strikes, because there's like legal things to where YouTube can't be the judge, jury, and executioner on copyright, right? They have to like have these appeal systems and stuff like that in place for the theoretical possibility that it would go to court or whatever. It's all because of legal stuff. But yeah, it is it's completely shitty that it's been abused and has been continued to be abused for so many years, and YouTube either won't or can't do much about it. So it's really shitty for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy. On the subject of like copyright abuse, I mentioned this earlier, but like the first time I heard of you was during the Pokimane drama when Pokimane copyright struck your video. I think it was covering the drama between Keemstar and Sniper Wolf at first, and then Pokimane interjected. Was that like the first big break you've had on YouTube, do you think?
Yeah, definitely like the first like really big break where I get like so much attention. There's been little things like throughout my 8 years prior on YouTube where like, I would, in 2013 do a Let's Play of Pikmin 3 when the game comes out and get a couple thousand views, which was a lot more back then because the pool of people watching YouTube was smaller. Or like I would get 100K views on like a League of Legends video or something along those lines. But it only all ultimately accumulated to me having about 4,000 subs at that time, whereas the Pokemon copyright strike literally gave me enough attention to kind of get the ball rolling on turning this into a full-time career, and getting eventually up to 300K subs, which is very different from 4K. So yeah, that's definitely what helped me get to the position I am today.
How fast did your channel grow off that drama?
It gained like maybe 10 or 20K subs.
Oh,
and then
wow.
The rest I kind of just rode the white wave off of that, So my other videos got more attention because of that situation, and then, I grew my channel from there. But yeah, I did get quite a bit of attention from that. So,
do you think Pokemon is really like as vile as the commentary community like made her out to be back then?
I don't really know how vile they made her out to be. It really depends on the videos. She definitely has malicious tendencies. Do I think she's the most evil person in the world? No. Do I think she cares about her brand more than like basic morals? Probably. Like, I don't know. Like, she's definitely not the best creator, but not the worst. And I feel like the critiques back then of her were pretty valid, right? But if anyone like goes after her for being like, oh, she's like a woman, or she tries to like I've heard arguments back in the day where it was like she puts on a bunch of makeup to appeal to male viewers and get money from tier 3 simps or whatever, like all of that, like I disagree with. But then every other criticism she's had that is unrelated to her gender, I've pretty much agreed with and find to be accurate. So
yeah, like even during the whole Gundam drama when she went after his sponsors, like I could hear the venom behind her words. Like she was trying to make it out like she was in a jokey mood. Like, I really want to put my logo on that one, but you could like hear the anger behind it. Yeah, she was
triggered, definitely. Yeah. And it's definitely like, she definitely puts on a bit of a character online and acts sweeter than she actually is. But I think the character she puts online is like abnormally sweet and positive. Like, I don't think most people are as sweet or positive in that way in real life, like in the way that she portrays online, right? So
She gotta get those Twitch simps.
yeah, I guess.
I'd say another highlight or theme throughout your channel was like this. I think this was a meme back then. There was like a custody battle between Keemstar and Ethan Klein over who was your rightful YouTube father figure.
Yeah, I mean, my whole channel, like the core of it, I would say, has been like documenting H3 versus Keemstar beef.
Mm-hmm.
So, basically, you know, I don't know, like I'm stuck in the middle. So there's definitely, yeah, scenarios have come up where it seems like they're both trying to fight for custody of me or whatever. It's strange. I'm stuck in the middle of that.
Yeah, because I remember like Keemstar would accuse you of being in Ethan's camp, and then Ethan would accuse you of being in Keemstar's camp, and it just this ongoing fight, especially over the Bowblax plus dolls.
Yeah, I mean the fight still goes ongoing. Like they still think I'm like firmly in Keemstar's camp or whatever. So it's like, but it's like whatever at this point. Like I'm, you know, I feel like my actions speak for you know, where I stand between the two. It's a lot more nuanced than just being Team Keem or Team Ethan. So,
at the risk of getting either one of them to mount down, who do you think you align yourself with more? Picking favorites.
If I have to pick one, it'd be Keemstar. But because we have a friendly rapport,
right.
I mean, H3 don't have a direct line of contact, and I think Keemstar, I think Ethan thinks less of me than Keemstar does. Like, I think Ethan dislikes me more than Keemstar ever does now. I don't even think Keemstar dislikes me now. So it's like, yeah, I guess I'd pick Keemstar.
Okay. Another topic I mentioned to you in DMs, you mentioned that, like, the Mario movie was living rent-free in your head. I imagine you really enjoyed it, and you wanted to wait, like, a couple months to talk about it when people wouldn't be spoiled. You have any hot takes around that?
It's been a while since I've seen it, because I saw it when it came out in April, and my memory is, like, really bad. And I do remember the movie. I liked it a lot. I need to see it again, but yeah, I loved the like Bowser. I think Bowser and Donkey
Jack
Kong
Black
were like
killed
the
it,
best
for sure.
characters. Yeah, I just loved how they were portrayed.
Are there any other Mario series? Is that the word? Like, Mario has so many different spin-off games, like Mario Galaxy, Mario 64. Are there any games like that you would be interested in seeing in a cinematic format?
Maybe stuff from Mario Sunshine. That would be cool. You know, I'd love to see Waluigi. I'd love to see
Definitely.
Yoshi. You know, just more characters, different settings. There's so much to pull from the Mario universe. I think they could really deliver on a sequel if they were to decide to make one.
Waluigi time!
I don't know if they put Waluigi in the front stage, though, in the spotlight. I mean, Nintendo really seems to not like him. I mean, people have been begging for him to be in Smash for the longest time, but...
Yeah, he's like the one character that they just won't give it to him, dude. Nintendo does not love Waluigi as much as we do. But yeah. I think that's part of his charm, that he's so, like...
That he's the underdog.
Yeah. For sure. So, that's, like, part of his appeal, in a sense. But, you know, having a Waluigi game would definitely be interesting, for sure. So, I'd love to see it.
Same here. You got any questions you want to ask, Maddie?
Yeah. Do you sleep in or outside the covers, Bowblax?
In the covers.
Round of applause.
Like,
Proud of you.
Yep, thank you.
Oh, can we get a free Bowblax plush?
You still have any of those?
I do have them, but, you know, I don't know how cumbersome or not they would be to ship out. But I do have them. I mean, if you want me to, but you'd have to dox yourself, and I'd have to go out of my way to, like, package it and all that.
Oh, yeah, you're in Canada, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind a bit of doxing for a little Bowblax plush.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have
little collectible.
about 15 extra, so...
Oh!
I made, like, their limited release, I made sure to just get a bunch. I didn't even make a profit on them. Because I bought so many. So.
Why?
I wanted the plush to be made more than to make money.
Mm.
You know? So.
What's the company you went through? Are they willing to like make plushes of just about any YouTuber? Is there like a sub count requirement?
Well, they look at your channel, and I think they like kind of assess how realistic it is to reach the goal. Basically, you have to get 200 sales within a month for them to make it.
Yeah, that's a tough goal to reach.
So as long as you're able to do that, it doesn't really matter about the size of the channel. But, you know, if you have like one follower and you're like, hey, I want to do this, they're probably going to be like, there's no way you can get 200 in a month. So. Yeah,
there has to be a big enough following to justify the mass production of them.
Yeah, there has to be 200 pre-orders in a month to make them, pretty much. That's like the strict thing. So, yeah, like if you have 500,000 subs, but you for some reason you can't get your audience to get 200 in a month, versus someone with 50k subs and they can because they have a more dedicated audience, like that person's getting a plush, the 500k person isn't. So it's like it's literally just based on that.
Right. You got any big projects you're working on?
No, I pretty much just work on. There's the time frame between like when I come up with the idea to make a video and making a video is usually like 2 days at max or 3 days at max. Like I'm pretty much just I have the idea, I make it. So no, I don't really have any future plans for big projects.
You mentioned wanting to start a podcast on Twitter a few days ago. I'm guessing you decided against that.
Yeah, I don't think I'll do it. Maybe one day, but I don't know. I kind of want to keep doing like the stuff that I've been doing with Willie Mac Show, or something along those lines. Maybe with someone different, or just make commentary videos or whatever. I really just go with the flow. I don't plan like too far ahead. So it was an idea, and I wanted to see if people were interested in it. You know, the hardcore viewers would watch it, but it didn't really seem to have like mass appeal or mass interest. So I'm probably. If I am going to do it, it will be like in a form that is like, you know, the Let's Play format or something like that.
Yeah.
Where it's like different and it's not just straight vanilla podcast with Bowblax, right? So we'll see. But I don't have any plans as of right now.
Do you know if you're going to keep those videos main channel or are you actually going to start a second channel?
I might try them a little more on main channel and just see how it goes. Because I do want my channel to eventually become, you know, a channel like Charlie's or Mudahars, like we explained earlier, where it's like I can upload anything and it will do well, regardless, because it's me. So I think I'm gonna. Oh yeah, I don't know why I'm yawning so much. I guess I didn't get enough sleep, but
long day.
but yeah, I will probably, yeah, keep doing it on main.
Yeah, I've noticed on YouTube there's like a new podcast tab. Maybe you could put like Twitter Versus on that and keep it organized if you're wanting to like branch out.
They are separated. They are separated into their own podcast. There's a Willie
I see.
Black Show podcast. It's basically like a fancy playlist. What a podcast is. Yeah.
Yeah, because if you're going for like the Mudahar critical approach, I think rebranding yourself gradually towards just Bowblax instead of like the Drama Archive would be the way to go.
Yeah, for sure.
I think we really hit on a lot of what we wanted to talk about, unless you have any questions, Maddie.
What's Canada like?
It's great. Way better, a better version of America, basically.
Let's move.
Packer bags.
Yep. That's all you need. Yeah.
I almost forgot. We wanted to compare that Twitter drama with all the privacy asking for consent if you want to upload like a screenshot and make sure like there's privacy between the person who posted that tweet. We want to compare it to the Worldwide Privacy Tour episode of South Park.
Oh, I haven't seen South Park really. I've only seen clips of it.
Oh, it's such a good episode. You got to check it out.
Yeah, I might one day try and like watch the whole thing, but there's so many seasons, so.
Yeah, basically in the episode, the Prince of Canada is going around demanding privacy because they're connected to the royal monarch. But in the process, like they're appearing on live TV, making a bunch of noise, writing a book, drawing all this attention to themselves. And it's so similar to the drama like you got in with the Sonic art community where all these people are complaining about their tweets being screenshot, but by doing that, they're actually drawing more attention to themselves.
Yeah, 100%. normally people, when they like watch Twitter versus of mine or whatever and see like one person's bad take in a sea of thousands, the most they will do is just say, "Oh, that was a bad take" in the YouTube comment section. They won't go out to see the or the person. It never really happens. In this case, it happened a little bit. Is due to the drama being them complaining about people not wanting people to do that, right? So they kind of created that problem for themselves. But even then, it was like, I don't know, 1 or 2 people out of 40,000.
Yeah, I personally like that you're not censoring names because, like, it does give ordinary people a platform to express their opinions too.
Exactly. Yeah, most people thank me when I put their tweets in Twitterverses. So. Yeah,
you put one of my tweets in the drama between Keemstar and Ethan Klein because Keemstar responded to a tweet I did a while back. After that happened, my phone was blowing up, by the way. My notifications went fucking wild.
Oh, yeah, but hey, was it anybody, like, responding to your tweet being like, "You're dumb" or whatever, or was it just people being like, "You're in a Bowblax video"?
Yeah, there was a lot of support. I'd say I don't remember anything, like, majorly negative that hurt my feelings. I think my heart would have been broken if you did censor my name. If you were like, "A man responded to Keemstar saying..."
Yeah, it's just, you're putting that tweet publicly on Twitter, so obviously you would want to be recognized for
like you said, it's giving credit to the original tweet poster.
Yeah, it'd be infinitely more problematic if I censored names and then also tried to reach out to everyone in private to see if they, have like consent or whatever.
Yeah, I imagine that'd be so time consuming too. Getting each individual person.
It would cause infinitely more problems. So.
Yeah. You got anything else, Maddie? Or you ready to close this up?
Yeah, I'm ready. Wait, Bowblax, cool glasses. That's it.
Thank you.
Very cool glasses.
Epic glasses. All right, thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah, it's been an honor.
No, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Sorry if I was not ready right away or whatever. I kind of got busy with something at the last moment. But
no, you're fine,
buddy.
This was a fun conversation.
It's fun, buddy.
If you ever want to have me on again, feel free to reach out for sure.
Cool.
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right. I'll let you get that video edited and all that. Have a good day, man.
Yeah, you too, man.
See you guys.
Yeah, see ya.
Yeah. Oh my god!
I thought that was a pretty good episode.
You carried. I was sitting there like, I can't say anything on PlusTuber.
I mean, I stumbled over my words a little bit, but I think
no, you
I was
carried.
asking some good questions.
Fucking carried. Wow, we just interviewed Bowblax. That was a great interview. I'd say so myself. Dewmonic miscarried. I just sat there and shut. But hopefully next time I'll have more words to say. I was very out of it. I think I'm high off of fake weed. But thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for watching this latest Dewmonic video. This better get 2,000 views.
Yeah, this was fun. All right. Say we're good to go.